Let's talk about what actually is a TD's job. I think it's fair to say there's very soft edges to every job in the theater industry because no two shows are the same. The tasks can never be the same either. There's some hard lines in the sand marking where one position doesn't cross because that's another position's purview, though. So necessarily I'll be talking about very generally what is technical direction. In many facilities, it'll mean very different things. The actual definition of technical director is barely 30% of my job, for example. A definition I've always been fond of is, it is the TD's job to make real the dreams of the designer. At the start of the TD's process, they'll receive the design packet. This is typically beautiful drawings of what the designer and the director have decided the show needs to look like and function like. It'll have illustrations of each wall, the size of things, different furniture, painted backdrops. A good design packet shouldn't leave a lot of room for questions in what the world looks like that the designer wants created. That's where the TD's main job begins. How does this pretty picture we've been given become real? What materials are we going to use? How do we fit this in the budget? Structurally, how do we engineer this to be a safe and usable thing? This set piece that must become a different set piece, how do we make that magic happen? How do we design this machine that has to do a specific thing? The idea of the new world we're building gets broken down into constructible parts. Drafting plans and blueprints are generated for every piece so that we can hand them out to scenic carpenters and scenic artists to build. Typically, a master flow chart is made to ensure that everything can be built on time, and a master budget is made to ensure that we can afford it all. The day-to-day operation of the scene shop is usually overseen by the TD through their assistants and shop managers to ensure the production stays on schedule. Depending on the amount of assistants or managers the TD has, they may oversee the inventory and ordering of consumables for the shop, things like saw blades, screws, staples. In other words, the facade and presentation of the world of the play is designed by the designer, but the selection of construction materials, the budgeting, the scheduling, the structural elements that hold that facade together, that's the purview of the TD. The line between TD and designer is drawn at the question of, what does this look like? That is a question the TD does not determine, but how is this made? What is this made of? When does this need to be made? How does it not fall over? How is this to be used safely? How do we fit all this backstage? These are all TD questions.